friends. This is Laura with Potpourri of Life. This morning I'm making activated charcoal capsules. And I try to have plenty on hand because my husband works with some stuff that sometimes the chemicals bother him. So it's really handy to have on hand. So I'm going to move the camera so you can watch what I'm doing, yet at the same time talk a little bit about it. So hopefully I can do that without too much trouble. I recommend wearing gloves when you work with this because the charcoal can stain pretty good. Now if I can get these on. And that's really why I'm using the gloves, is because it does do a lot of staining. You'll notice that I also have a little pad underneath. Now even though my counter is dark, it doesn't mean that I want to have to worry about having activated charcoal all over the place that can still get on our clothes or on anything else. So I'm going to get these on and we're going to get going. So I've already started putting a little bit on here. And basically I'm just going to fill these capsules up. I'm not sure if you can see all right. I'm going to try this. This is on a timer, so I don't know how long that'll. So what I do is I just try to fill the capsules up. Feels like some of these capsules are not down far enough, but we'll get these filled. And as you can see, it kind of splatters a little bit when I work with activated, but it seems like some of these capsules are popping up. Not too thrilled about that. So what activated charcoal does is it actually takes toxins out of your body. So if my husband's exposed to chemicals at work, and his company is really good, I have to give them credit, because when they realized that he was having problems with his allergies, they try not to have him on the machines that spray out the oils that seem to bother him. So we are very grateful that he has a company that thinks outside the box and say, okay, what can we do to help them? And so what I'm doing is I just spread the activated charcoal along until all the capsules are full. Now, in some instances, I'm going to have to take this unit here and put it right on so that the powder can be compressed. Yeah, that was fun. So much for that thing, huh? And I think it was because I had some capsules that were sticking up. Didn't realize it until I tried filling it. So I'm going to have fun cleaning that up. Anyways. Activated charcoal powder is a very fine powder, so sometimes you have to do this a couple of times to get the capsules full. Now, can you clean this up? You can. I'll probably use my cleaner that I use, which is 1 part Dawn and 10 parts water, and I will be able to clean this all up, but I was hoping I wouldn't need to. I should have put more drapes down. At least my hands won't be so black. And see how it just falls right in? That tells me that the capsules still need more charcoal. But it's filling up. I got one that keeps popping up there. Don't know why. Well, David, could you come here, please? Could you please get me a pair of tweezers?
Sure. Any tweezers?
I don't care. One that picks up stuff. I think what happened, and sometimes we have to be careful, I think I have 2 capsules in here, is what I did. I keep going over it, and that's why some of these things are going off. So it's not my intent to have a mistake happen when I do a video, but No, this one just does not want to settle in there. There we go. Apparently it was having an attitude. I have to clean that so you won't have to return it, but thank you so much.
Sure.
You're welcome to stay around. But so all I'm doing is I'm getting these filled, and when you have one that's elevated like that, try to figure out what the problem is. And as you saw, I took it out and I was able to pop it back in. But, and it's a messy job to do. So some of you might say, I wouldn't do it. Yeah, I can understand why you would say that. My husband wouldn't do it if I didn't make them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm the one that likes to save. He likes to save money too, don't get me wrong there. But there are some things that, I'm willing to do. Now this, I believe, is going to be full enough where I can put the capsule tops on in a minute. I'm not going to keep popping it through. Because it's so light, it powders up. So, but like I said, I use this because he uses chemicals at work. It's not that he is using them per se himself, it's just that when an oil spray comes out, he inadvertently inhales it. He does try to wear a mask, or I think he does, on those particular machines, to kind of help with that. So this is just about done. So I'm going to put the rest that's on the edges back into the container. And I'm sure a lot of you might be thinking, I would rather buy them already made. And you actually can. I just happen to have plenty of powder and capsules on hand, so to me it's fine if I do this. And as you can see, it didn't really take me that long. And so now I am going to put the capsule tops on. So the tops are in the other unit, and I have this unit here that I flip over after I take this unit off and put on and press down, and hopefully they all get in there really nice. I don't know why, maybe I'm crunching some of the capsules. Some of the powder can get in there too. I have a lovely little mess here. This tends to happen with my charcoal capsules, where sometimes they don't go together well. Oh, I'm seeing I have a problem. The capsule heads did not go on. Wait a minute, I'll push down and they'll be able to go on. Okay, so I am all done cleaning up my little mess because the powder went everywhere. And I had my Dawn solution that I cleaned up my counter. I would show you my kitchen floor. There's little pitter-patter prints from my bare feet that I get to clean my floor. But it's Saturday, I clean my floor anyway, right? I just have to dig a little bit deeper. So sometimes that's going to happen when you make your own capsules. If the capsules aren't in there right, or if they're just having an attitude. So try to be very delicate about it. And as you saw, I had to pull one out and then reinsert it. But there was a few others that had some problems. So when I went to press, it was crunching. And I thought, something's not right. So I lost about four to six. But still, that's quite a few that I have left over. What I'm doing with this though is because I like my husband to have some before he comes home from work that he takes, even if he's not working with those particular machines. I like him to take a couple, at least one. And what I was trying to share with you, part of the reason that I started making these, because I started making them before he got this job that he's at, is that they were testing my back. They were doing all kinds of stuff. So I was going in for MRIs and CAT scans and stuff like that. And I have an itchy nose. I'm going to end up with black piece. So I would take this after, because they would have you use the dyes. And then there was one that I didn't want to go in, but my doctor said, oh, we got to find this and this. And I said, you're not going to find anything wrong. And all he found were the things that have already been a problem with my back. And I have a slew of things that go down my back between compressions and all kinds of stuff. And now the osteoporosis, it's life. It's the results of somebody who works hard and just carries on. So I had to go for these MRIs. And so what I would do when I get home, because you have to take that dye stuff, I would come home for 2 days. I would start taking the activated charcoal. As soon as I got home, I did one, and then later that night, and then the next 2 days, I would take activated charcoal in hopes that I could keep the toxins out and flush it out of my system. Now, they'll tell you that those dyes will come right out, and I believe that it's true. I just prefer to try to get it out. Now, I have not had MRIs or CAT scans in quite a while. I just did have a DEXA, but there's no chemicals put in. It was just a few minutes. And I actually wanted to do that because I was kind of hoping with everything that I've done that my osteoporosis scores would get better, and they didn't. So I have to look at some other things to see where can I do some improvements and so forth. I don't think I'm at the point where they're going to put me on a medication, which they already know that I probably won't take. And so that's where I'm at. Do I find that you should take these every day? No. And that's the neat thing about herbs and stuff. You don't have to take them all the time. They're there for a tool for certain purposes. Now, there are some that I take every day. When I have full-blown Lyme disease, I take tons. And then it makes you kind of like tired of taking pills. But there are some things, like in the cold flu season, I take zinc. I take different herbs that can benefit the immune system. But during the summer months, I like to be outside in the sun. I like getting out there in the garden because I think that contributes to our health. And then those teas that I drink throughout the day. So this here is a little first aid for my husband. And what I wanted to show you is my husband took one of the, yesterday I showed what we use for different medications and stuff, little containers and stuff. So I have this unit that I picked up. I think I was looking for it at the Dollar Tree. They didn't have one. So I went over to Walmart because I didn't want to spend a lot of money. And so I told him, I said, what do you want to put in here? So I'm going to move the camera a little bit so I don't have to hold it and then have it fall all over the place, because that could happen. So what he has here, this here is a throat calm, and you'll see my fingers are still a little bit with the charcoal. A throat calm. So if his throat is really bothering him and the Ricola's not helping, he's got that. This one here is for, let's see, it relieves hoarseness with painful cough and nasal congestion. So if he's coming down with something, this is a handy thing to have on hand. And this one here, it relieves allergies. So if his allergies are really bothering him during the day and he doesn't take this until nighttime on the way home, he can take that. He did grab some of those Pepto-Bismol tablets. Here's some turmeric that he put in, so if he has pain at work, let's put these in there for him. And the other thing that I suggested for him to put in here, this here is emergency vitamin C. If he's feeling under the weather, he always has bottled water with him, so I recommended that he put that in there. Could he use more items in here? Maybe, but it's all up to him. Oh, and I have some Benadryl packets here that I wanted to make sure he had in there. So this is something that he can just throw right into his car, and it's there, and if he wants, he brings it in the morning. Now, with the cooler temperatures, as long as he's going to work the next day, it's not a real big deal. But during the heat and the summer months and the real cold, I guess the cold wouldn't be so bad, but in the heat and stuff, I don't like to leave any medications or anything like that out there. And we don't leave water out there either in the cold because it'll freeze and break and make a mess. So I just told him, I said, it's small enough, put it with your lunch thing and just bring it in at night. If you need to refill anything, refill it, and then it's all set to go for the next day. I find these to be kind of handy. I am making one from my car, but I always had stuff in my purse, so if I go somewhere I can just grab it out. But I kind of like these little containers separating things out to make it easier. Mine has a little bit more items that I make, and I have a few different options for it. But this basic needs is nice to have on hand if you're out somewhere. And if he gets stuck somewhere, or he's visiting family or friends and stuff, if he's just not quite right, and sometimes we are doing fine, but a little bit of help with the throat soreness. It could be because, well, it wouldn't be him. It could be because I'm talking too much, but it could be anything that can cause us hoarseness, and a lot of times that's because of our allergies. So I don't know if this is helpful. I did want to share about the activated charcoal because I think it's a good tool to have on hand. You don't have to take it every day. You can actually take a little bit of this. Let's see, it says take at least an hour after medications or other dietary supplements, and that is why after my MRIs I took it afterwards. Mix 1 scoop with water after a meal twice daily. So if you're having things that you want to clean out your system and detox and stuff like that, I don't particularly do a lot of detoxing unless my body is like under the weather. But so now he has, I didn't count them because he only takes 1 at a time, and those were larger capsules, but I still have a jar here, so if he needs to fill it up, he has it. And if he gets home and he wants to take it then and he didn't take from here, that's fine. He has that option, but I also have some here at home, or if anybody else needs it. So friends, I hope that it was helpful. Activated charcoal has its benefits, and having a little handy dandy first aid box in your car can be a very big help when you're not feeling good and you don't want to go to the drugstore. Folks, have a great day, and God bless you.